Hi, you beautiful little fam. Stephanie here. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm super excited because I'm finally sitting down and taping this pretty little baby, the Jawbreaker palette. It is really lovely. I'm gonna show you how I got this look, and I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this and the Juno Co sponge that I got in my last Beautylish order. My first Beautylish order. I'm gonna link that video so that you guys can go back and watch it if you haven't seen it. Spoiler alert, I was pretty impressed. If you like my channel and you want to see more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Give this video a nice thumbs up, and we're just gonna jump right into this. Okay, so I actually filmed this already, but I realized that the look that I filmed was so much like other looks that I've done, and I was kind of sticking into my comfort zone. So instead of doing that, I figured I would choose some colors that are a little outside of that comfort zone. So today for this look, I'm going to use a combination of these colors. Good Morning, Bubblegum, Cotton Candy, some Delicious, which is way out of my comfort zone, trust me. My husband was like, why didn't you use that? So we're gonna see how this goes, because I've used this palette every day just about since I got it, and I gotta admit, this color I haven't gone into. You know me, I'm not a blue girl, but we're gonna go with this today. So step outside the box. And then Jawbreaker, which is this one. So we're gonna see how this is gonna come together. Hopefully good. I've had really good experience with this palette. There are some shades that I'm just kind of like, can be a little bit patchy, and I'm hoping that Delicious is not one of those shades, because the other blue, which is soaked, this one right here, it's a beautiful blue, but it can come off patchy, so hopefully not with Delicious. Let's just get into it. We'll do this look, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it after the look. So first things first, I love that you can bend this all the way back, because it makes it easier for, well, okay, it probably doesn't make it that much easier for, you know, if you're just doing your makeup in the morning. But for me, trying to show you as a YouTuber, it makes it easier for me to hold it. So, first shade, oh my god, one of them just lit off. Oh, holy crap. I think it was George. Oh, the noxious fumes that come out of his asshole are just... Oh, I think it gets worse as they get older. I don't know. Anyways, that's my theory. So going back to the subject, I'm going to start with Good Morning, which is this really light pink here, and I'm just going to use that all over my lid. I love that this palette has two really good all over shades, this Virgin and the Good Morning. They're really great all over base shadows. You cannot set your foundation or your concealer or whatever you're using, and then if you go over the entire lid with one of these shades, it's fantastic, really. All right, and taking a little bit smaller fluffy brush, I'm going to go into Bubblegum, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade. Okay, and I love that this Bubblegum shade is just, it shows up. It's there. I mean, I only dipped in twice for my crease on either eye, and it just, it shows up the color you want it to show up, and it doesn't really change when you put it on your eyes, which I love that. The pastels are really great in this palette. I mean, amazing. All right, so I'm actually gonna use this Delicious color as my crease and outer V color, and kind of just smoke it out, hopefully nicely. We're gonna, hopefully it looks good. We're definitely finding out today. It's either gonna look amazing, or it's gonna reinforce my dislike for blue eyeshadow. One of the two, right? Okay, you see what I mean about it's a little patchy, and I'll tell you, a lot of that could be because I don't have that tight skin on my eyes like I used to when I was 18. But usually when I use my flatter fluffy brush, I can kind of continuously blend, and that'll start to not look as patchy or staccato, stuttered, however you want to put it, but it doesn't seem to be helping with this. And it just seems like it's the blues. I haven't really had this issue with any of the other colors, but the blues, hold on. Yeah, it's showing up on camera too. Let's try a different brush, shall we? Maybe that'll help. I'll just go in with a clean, fluffy, thinner brush and see if I can just blend that. I don't want to add more product because it's already dark enough. Okay, so my camera cut off when I was in the process of blending the one eye, and I figured I'd go ahead and try it on the other eye and see what I thought, but I'll tell you, I'm not liking this right now. We're gonna start over because this is not a good representation of the rest of this palette. That blue is not a good representation. So I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna show you what this palette can do. Be right back. Okay, so back to a somewhat blank canvas. I couldn't leave it there because the rest of this palette is fantastic. So there's a couple of blues that suck. That doesn't make the rest of the palette bad. The rest of the palette, it blows my mind. It's so good. Look, I have never purchased a palette with this many colors in it that every shade is good. I have never had that experience. The reality is, I didn't buy it for the blues anyways, and I'll probably never ever use that blue again unless I'm just using it as kind of a liner. So there you have it. So we're going to go in a different direction. I think I'm going to do the pinks and purples because I have actually done this look before and it looked so pretty and I loved it. And I actually got several compliments on it. So I think that's going to be a better representation of how the palette works. So I'm going to go in with Good Morning again and Bubblegum. And then I think we're going to use a little Gumdrop, some Bite Me, Cotton Candy, maybe a little Jawbreaker for the inner corner, or I might mix it up with something from a Kat Von D palette. Anyways, so let's get started. And I didn't set my concealer because I figured this would be a good opportunity to see how the light color Good Morning can set the concealer, because really it'll set itself. I really do love that he included shades that were like foundation shades. Alright, and then we're basically going to do the same thing with Bubblegum that we did before. So I don't know if you can tell, it's almost Christmas. Well, I say it's almost Christmas. Okay, I took my Halloween decorations down and I was like, what am I going to put up? And I knew I probably wasn't going to be filming for a week or two, so I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to put my Christmas decorations up. So I know I'm a little early, but by the time I edit this video, it'll probably be around Thanksgiving. So just about that time to be ready for Christmas. At least that's how I justify it. I've got to get my Christmas decorations out and check my light bulbs because I'm ready. People in town have already started decorating, so now I have the excuse to go. Alright, and we're going to go in with Gumdrop next, just as, you know, deepen that crease area and transition. Kind of. I mean, they're both pastel, so yes, it has some fallout. It'll be okay. Just look at the difference in that blend already. I mean, like, it's gorgeous. It blends so nicely. And yeah, it could be because it's a pastel and a pastel, but there's zero patchiness in these colors. Now you kind of see what I'm talking about with the whole certain colors. And if you watched my Halloween video where I did the steampunk look, I used a couple of the reds in this palette and those were not patchy really either. So they turned out beautiful. I still really like that look. I might link that video. I know it's past Halloween, but you know, I like how the look came out, so I'll link that. I just love it. It makes me happy in some sort of way. Alright, and then I'm going to go into the color Bite Me, and I'm going to use my finger because I just like using my fingers. Oh, and I cut all my fingernails down. So, funny thing, like, not really funny, I guess, but I was all happy because my fingernails had been growing and they were getting to the point where they were really long. And I was like, they look so great. And I had them polished and they were pretty. And then I realized something. They're completely not functional. So I chopped them all down last night because honestly, I would rather be able to function than have beautiful fingernails. And I don't honestly know how people can get those like long pointy fingernails and be able to function with them, type with them, edit with them, do hands-on things with super long fingernails. If you have long fingernails and you know how to function with them, please share with me. Like, how do I get around that? Because I found myself using a lot of tools. That's not always convenient in every circumstance. I mean, if you're out living life and you come across something and you're concerned that you're gonna rip a fingernail off, well, what's the point in having the fingernails? So they're gone now. Okay, the dog ass smell is lingering. I let them out of my room and it's still in here. Okay, back to subject. Bite me. That's such a beautiful color, that purple. And it's got like almost a lavender shift. I mean, when it hits the light, it's so pretty. So pretty. And I'm going to take a pencil brush and just kind of put that into the crease a little bit so that it melds with that gumdrop shade. That's better. My problem child eye. Alright, and next I'm going to go in with Cotton Candy, and I'm going to do that on the center of my lid. And these two colors blend together so beautifully. It's like they were made to be used together. I swear. Look at that. Without blending. I mean, like me just using my fingers and they're blending together and it's like magic. Oof. I love these two colors together. I did go a little too far on this side, so we're gonna dip back into Bite Me. Just kind of pull that forward a bit. The shimmers in this palette are ridiculous. Okay, so let me swatch some of them for you because they're just gorgeous. Okay, so let's do this. Orange juice. I think I swatched this one for you, but orange juice, Snack, Jawbreaker. You can see Cotton Candy on my eyes, and Lemon Drop, and you can see Bite Me on my eyes. So these are pretty much the rest of them. Look at that. Look at Jawbreaker. Jawbreaker has this yellow shift, and it's not like a gold. It's like yellow. Yellow gold. Like, beautiful. Yeah, they're really good. I mean, the mattes are fabulous. All of the mattes except for the blues. Well, I don't know. Brain Freeze is pretty good. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Let's finish this up. And yes, I am gonna dig out my Alchemy palette because I tried this look with Jawbreaker, but because it has that yellow shift, it just doesn't look right. There is not another color like the color that I want to use in that palette because, well, you know, you've seen the Alchemy palette. It's shade shifter color. So I'm going to use Ultraviolet, which is the purple color. See, like, look at that. I'm going to take my little precision brush and I'm just going to go back over that. I mean, come on. That's really beautiful. Pull some of that pink in, sort of blend it a bit. Alright, so I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to do some eyeliner and some mascara, and I will be right back with the finished look and my thoughts. So, here is the finished look. I am pink and purple all day long. And I finished off with the Urban Decay, I think this is Vice. Yes, Vice eyeliner. And then I used Better Than Sex mascara, and I went in with some of the Purple Horseshoe in my Moonchild palette. Now, If you don't have the Kat Von D Alchemy palette, but you do have the Moonchild palette, just want to let you know, if you want to use Purple Horseshoe as your inner corner highlight rather than, you know, going out and buying Kat Von D, because, I don't know, that's a great little palette, but, you know, some people just don't want to buy from her. I get it, whatever the deal is. And it's sad because that palette actually is on sale on Sephora, or it was, for like 10 bucks. So that was a steal of a deal because it was like 32. But you can use this Purple Horseshoe color as your inner corner highlight. And see, it's really not that far off from the Ultraviolet in the Kat Von D palette. So use what you have, baby. I love how this looks. It's just beautiful. The combination of colors is fantastic. Oh, lipstick. I used my L'Oreal. I think these are infallible lip paints. Anyways, I don't know what this color is. It's purple. There you have it. Because they put it on a label and then the label comes off and then, yeah, whatever. Thanks, L'Oreal. So my thoughts on the Jawbreaker palette. I love this palette. I could and have literally been using it every single day. I love all the colors in here. The mattes are super, super creamy and beautiful and pigmented, and they blend together beautifully. I mean, you know, you've bought like less expensive palettes and you can blend the colors, but it takes like twice, 3 times as long to blend them together. And you're constantly going in, you know, to blend, going back in to blend. These, they almost blend themselves, and I love it. I love it. I'm very impressed. So for this being my first Jeffree Star palette ever, I would definitely spend the money on another palette. That being said, that Shane Dawson palette, okay, that's a beautiful palette, and the hype is unbelievable on that palette. I love the colors because it's kind of masculine, and I can't explain why I feel like that. I guess it's like colors that I could see a man choosing. The browns and that green, and they're just deeper, darker, masculine colors. It's a beautiful, beautiful palette. And the day that it came out, I actually had that day off, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go and do what I've got to do outside the house, do my run around, and if that palette is still available when I get home, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy the bundle. I was thinking about buying the bundle, the Controversy and the Conspiracy palette, but lo and behold, even when I was out, just for shits and grins, I went on the Beautylish website and their website was crashed. And then I went on Jeffree Star's website and it was already sold out. So I was like, I wasn't meant to have that palette. But you know what? I really like that Alien palette. So if you have seen either of these palettes or like either of these palettes, let me know in the comments below and tell me which one you like better and why. Because it would really be like a 50-50 split, honestly. I don't know which one I would prefer, if I'm being honest. I mean, that Alien palette has some beautiful greens in it too, and I need more green in my life. I don't have enough green eyeshadow. So that's that. Okay, and another thing that I bought during that Beautylish, which was my little Juno sponge. So here's the thing, I know. He is outside of my room and he just is barking incessantly. And I don't know if there's somebody at my house or what he's doing, but my little pitty, he's driving me a bit batshit crazy today. He's a good boy. He's just excited. It's been snowing. They're all stupid. Okay, so even if I wet this sponge, hold that thought. Okay, hopefully this crisis has been averted. He's such a flibberty-gibbet sometimes, I swear. Alright, so, I don't know. Maybe he gets that from me. Anyways, this thing is so soft. So soft. But I cannot use this with foundation. It literally just pushes my foundation all over my face. It doesn't absorb any of the foundation really, which, you know, that's a plus. If you're okay with working a lot with your makeup and just, then this would be, I guess, okay. But if you don't have the time to do that every day, no. I've already gone back to my Real Technique sponges because they're fantastic. They do exactly what I want them to do, and they're relatively inexpensive, and I can wash them in alcohol them and sanitize the crap out of them and use them. And I don't have to buy them but maybe once a month, if even. But I will tell you what I think these would be really fantastic for. Using them for moisturizer. If you wet them, and then if you're using like a hyaluronic acid moisturizer, put a little bit of that moisturizer on the flat side, and just because they're so soft and they won't rub the moisturizer off of your face. They'll just like massage it nicely into your face, and you have the water in the sponge that will act with the hyaluronic acid and really help that hyaluronic acid work, boost it. Just a suggestion. Good use for that sponge. There you have it. Anyways, thank you again for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a hearty thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and ring that little notification bell, and it will let you know every time I'm uploading. You guys are the best. We will see you later. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.